The fun and games continue on our Thanksgiving Day special 2021 edition. And we're going to play Jeopardy on the PlayStation 3. Let's see how we do. As of this point, when we played Wheel for the PS3, we won $110,000. What's going to happen on Jeopardy? Well, we're fixing to find out. Okay. There we go. Hey, Tiger. Yeah, I think Tiger's coming in to watch me play. Come on, kitty.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Rivette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Star Trek jargon. Ends in U. USA. Waterworks. Ancient history, 2006. And the Animal Kingdom. Player 1, in February, he shot Harry Whittington, not his intended target. Yes, Player 1? Right. You Discovery, and this legendary space shuttle went aloft. It's Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Here's the response we were looking for. Atlantis. Please. In November, an Andy Warhol work depicting this Asian leader sold for more than $17 million. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good. Back on the plus side. Player 1. Answer. It's the Daily Double. And you're in the lead. Answer. This famous American passed away the day after Christmas at the age of 93. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Player 1. He led the French team to the finals of soccer's World Cup, only to be ejected after headbutting an Italian player. It's Player 1. No. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? The correct response is Zinedine Zidane. Player 1. These animals of the order Chiroptera are the only mammals that can truly fly. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yep. Player 1. This feisty tie fish blows sticky bubbles to make a nest, then puts the eggs in its mouth and blows them in the nest. Yes, Player 1? Correct. Player 1. Muskrats and woodrats belong to this order of mammals. It's player one. You got it. Player one, play with the clue.
If you see one of these under the sea, look but don't touch. The spines can be poisonous.
Okay, player one. Good for you. Player one. Fruit and lizards, yum, are favorite foods of the coati, also known by this longer name. Okay, player one. Yes. Player one, back to you. Both Roy Orbison and Linda Ronstadt sang about a blue one. It's player one. That is correct. Player one. An Eastern spiritual leader or a recognized leader in a field. Let's hear it, player one. Good. From the Old French for bundle, it's the bundle of clothing and linens a bride collects for her marriage. Yes, player one. Correct. This world capital is located about 180 miles southeast of Miami. Player one. Yes. Player one. These Bantu-speaking people make up the largest language group in the Republic of South Africa. Yes, player one. Good. Please. The Type 2 of this weapon had a max power setting of 16 and could be set to heat, disrupt, or stun. Player one. That's right. Way to go. This device briefly converts a person to energy, beams the energy, then reassembles the person. Yes, player one. Yes. When Spock checks chronometric data, he's looking at measurements of the space-this continuum. Player one. Yes. Created by Starfleet, it prohibits interference with other civilizations. Player one. Yes. Player this one. This crystal regulates matter-antimatter reactions that provide energy for travel faster than light. Yes, player one. No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player two.
Aww.
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player three. That's correct. Player three, make a selection, please, as we continue. The name of the ukulele means flea in the native language of this state, where it was introduced by the Portuguese. Player one. Good. Player one. The state nut of Alabama isn't your kooky cousin, it's this thin-shelled pie ingredient. Okay, player one. Good. Player Caroling to the animals is a holiday tradition at the Lincoln Park Zoo in this Midwest city. Yes, player one. Hey, you're right. Player one. State song says, "Follow the old Kit Carson trail until desert meets the hills." Player one. That's it. Player alphabetically, one. This southern state's counties run from Adams to Yazoo. Player one. Good. Player 1. A waterfall provides only temporary safety from the Hurons for Alice and Cora in this Fenimore Cooper novel. Player 1. That is correct. An old man recalls his time with the Benzini Brothers Circus in Water for These Large Beasts. Let's hear it, Player 1. That is correct. Player Conrad's Heart of Darkness was inspired by his voyage up this African river. Yes, Player 1? Right. Player this 1. Final Joyce novel's ending leads back to its beginning. River run past Eve and Adams. It's Player 1. That is correct. And here's the $1,000 clue. This author's The Open Boat is based on his experience surviving an 1897 shipwreck. Player 1? That's correct. The selection will be yours, Player 2, when we return from this break. Categories for the Double Jeopardy round are U.S. History, Rivers, Beastly Noises, Graphic Novels on Film, Geometry, and Playwrights. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as history diverges from this film, as the Spartans also had over 1,000 men from other Greek cities fighting at Thermopylae. It's Player 1. Good. Player 1. Johnny Depp is in England on the trail of this serial killer in the Alan Moore-inspired film From Hell. Yes, Player 1? That's right, way to go. Tom Hanks takes his son on a violent mission of retribution against a gangster boss in this film. It's Player 1. You are correct. Player Sadly, 1. 1994's The Crow, about a man who comes back from the dead, was the last for this star. Player 1? Yeah! Right you are. Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson are friends who move in together after high school in this spooky film. Player 1? Right. We return to you, Player 1. After the hungry German shepherd gnawed on the tree, it let out a... Player 1? That's correct. If the species were reversed at Thanksgiving, the birds chowing down on us would be doing a lot of... Player 1? Good. I should never have committed a crime on the farm. I knew the pig would... Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Playing bridge, the donkey led the 4 of clubs, and the elephant decided to... Yes, Player 1? Yes. Player 1? The day Churchill died, it was as if the horse kept calling for him with a neigh and a... It's Player 1. That's correct. Player 1, back to you. The Pythagorean theorem. The square of this, of a right triangle, equals the sum of the squares of the 2 other sides. Player 1? You got it. Select. The formula for this measure of a pyramid is 1/3 of base times height. Player 1? Nope. Any other takers? We're talking about volume. Select again. The term for this type of triangle comes from the Greek for with equal legs. Yes, player one? Yes. It's a line or segment that touches a circle at exactly 1 point. Yes, player one? That's correct. Please. All right, here with the clue is Sarah.
A pair of angles that add together to make a right angle are known as this type of angle.
Okay, player one? No. Anyone else? The correct response is complementary. Player one, choose again. His father, James O'Neill, was a 19th century actor whose most famous role was the Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, player one. Good for you. Public disgust over his play Ghosts caused this Norwegian to retaliate in his An Enemy of the People. Player one? Hey, you're right. Player one. This Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright was related to John Sevier, the first governor of the volunteer state. Okay, player one. That's correct. Player one. This Shakespeare contemporary is remembered for Dr. Faustus and for getting stabbed to death. Okay, player one. Yes. A 1934 New York City taxi driver's strike led him to write Waiting for Lefty, the first of his plays to be produced. Let's hear it, player one.
Oh! Yeah!
Good for you. Select again. Candido Rondon found the River of Doubt, now the Rio Roosevelt, which flows in this country's Amazonas state. Player one? That's correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one? British River, on which Oxford's great rival university is located. Okay, player one? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player two.
Oh!
Sorry. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player three. Right. Okay, let's get back into this. Player three, you make the next selection as we... GE acknowledges that in the 20th century, it dumped PCBs into this river around Troy. Player one? No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player three.
Oh!
Sorry. That's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player two. That's it. Where do we begin, player two? On August 21st, 1959, it became our 50th state. Player one? Correct. Player one? In 1963, he spoke of his dream that his children would one day not be judged by the color of their skin? It's player one. That's right, way to go. Player one. Answer, the first of the two daily doubles. And you have answer. It's the period from 1920 to 1933 when alcoholic beverages were illegal. That puts you even further ahead. Here's Jimmy from our Clue Crew with the clue.
This U.S. company introduced the first TV dinner in 1954.
Player one? Yes. Stephen Douglas proposed the act that repealed the Missouri Compromise and created Kansas and this territory. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct.
Woo!
You again. Answer. The other daily double. You are in the lead right now. What are you going to wager? Answer. It's fed by the Hasbani River in Lebanon and by the Banias in Syria. That puts you even further ahead. And the $2,000 clue? Its upper part runs clear. It clouds up near Great Falls, Montana, and gets muddier from there. It's player one. Good. Sorry, player two. Your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. Final Jeopardy still to come, and here's the category. The 50 states. What are you going to wager? Let's take a look at that Final Jeopardy clue right now. It was the only state physically and politically formed directly because of the Civil War. What did you put as your response? And this correct response will add how much to your score? And your response?
West Virginia, so I end up with
How much do you add to your total with that correct response? Congratulations, player one. You're the winner. So long.